So I thought to clarify a little bit about the holiness teaching about pride, and then Tulku Thubsang Rinpoche's teaching on the three supreme thoughts, because these all teachings are, even though it is there in the world, there in the phenomena, there in the samsara, in the nirvana, as a reality, but in one way it is a kind of maybe feel like kind of new phenomena. That is why some maybe kind of get confused. So anyhow, the pride, the as holiness taught or instructed that we should reduce the pride and purify the pride, and then also need to get rid of the pride. So in generally, pride have just many kinds. As you look into yourself, can give rise to many different kind of pride. And then also, if you look into the Shantadeva's text, the Bodhchara Avatara, there also just mentioned about 7 different kinds of pride. So anyhow, in general, the pride, ego, self, they are just kind of one identity. And because of that pride and ego and self-attachment and self-existence, that however, in this world, each and every individual sentient being, we have that concept. And that concept is there very strongly from countless or beginningless lifetime. And that is because of that mainly, ignorance. So that is why Chandrakirti's text, that Madhyamik Avatara, the middle path, in which in the very beginning also said, Tangbur Ngashi, Tala Shenjur Sing, Tag Dishi, Ungala Chakepa, Sujunchenta Ramameba Indola Ninji Jugantella Du. So, which means, all sentient beings, the first concept or first thought, what we have is just, I, and that kind of, I, pride, and I, ego. And then after that, second, what we have is, first most important concept is I. And second most important concept or thought is that my. So with this I and my, then we are just kind of, clinging, grasping, having attachment, and then also aversion. And because of that, how we are wandering in the, samsara. At the same time, in Chandrakirti's text, in the 6th chapter, about the explanation of wisdom, then also mentioned that so which means that all this afflictive emotion and all sorts of faults in the samsara, that which we have studied during the when to practice, when to teaching the fault of samsara. All sorts of suffering, problem, difficulty, depression, emotions, everything is because of that I, because of that pride, because of that ego, because of that ignorance. So that is why all the all the real yogis or yoginis, which means who are inclined into the real practice of Dharma, then they try to get rid of the that pride or that ignorance or that just ego. So at the same time, in the sutra, of course, Shakyamuni Buddha has taught it very extensively, and then there are so many commentaries through which that it is, explained and explained with the proper reasonings and very logically, and at the same time in just relation with each and every individual sentient beings, how we are just born in this world. So that is why it is the part of that we need to contemplate on, and how we can just try to purify those, and also can study the like Shantadeva's 9th chapter, in which it explains the emptiness nature of I, or that ego or pride. That way we can gain wisdom, and then we know how to get rid of it. So that is just, if we could not get rid of this pride or ego or ignorance, then still there is the root of the samsara is still there. So we cannot just liberate. So now to carry through that, to get rid of that, then in the Mahayana, in Buddhism, like including like a 9-yana teaching, then as Tulku Thubsang Rinpoche has mentioned yesterday, what is called, that in Tibetan it is called Tambasum, means kind of, 3 precious or 3 supreme kind of thought or dharma. So that what it is known as the chorwa, which means kind of the preparation or intention or motivation, that which is based on that Mahayana way of practice in Sutra and in Vajrayana, that generating the bodhicitta. So that bodhicitta is your intention, bodhicitta is your motivation, and bodhicitta is your vow, bodhicitta is your kind of view, and bodhicitta is your path, bodhicitta is your practice. And when we don't have bodhicitta, then however we do all this kind of practice and merits and virtues, of course it has its positive consequences, but still, as Rinpoche mentioned, that it doesn't become cause to liberate from the suffering of samsara, and also to attain enlightenment. So that is why that the in the beginning, that the most important thing, in every session, in every day, in every kind of situation where one need to develop about the bodhicitta, within the bodhicitta, that there is the compassion, and there is loving kindness, and also there is the wisdom. So compassion without wisdom can possibly become a idiot compassion. That is a problem. So that is why one need to have a compassion with the wisdom. And without a compassion, even one have a wisdom, it may develop great deal of ego. And that is also a problem. So a wisdom, just kind of mingle together with the compassion. So that what it is called, the bodhicitta, as one's, intention, as one's motivation, that which is become very, very important as we, start in our retreat with the, Wando, the 4 foundation, then there is refuge, and then the bodhicitta, and then you can read words of my perfect teacher. It doesn't matter you have read it like 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Many more you read, you will gain more, knowledge, and more sense of, understanding, and more, kind of experience, how you really experience bodhicitta. It is not important just knowing how you really experience what is meant by, bodhicitta. So then that is one, kind of supreme dharma or supreme thought out of those, 3. Then second one is that chorwa ungishi migme. So the actual, just imagineless or without, any concept. So, which means, non-conceptual sense of, practice or view. So that actually explains about the, view that in Sudarayana and also in Vajrayana. However, that the view is that, as Rinpoche mentioned, if we have the realization of the view, the best way, or even just, during the empowerment, or during such kind of, just instruction, if one could to experience that one's, true nature, then that is the just, real, non-conceptual kind of, just practice, or, that sense of, realization. So that view consists of what is the known as appearance, all these sorts of appearance. And that appearance, that which encompasses the whole samsaric phenomena. And that appearance now, what we have to perceive, what we have to understand, what we have to try to experience is, according to Sudarayana, is like everything is as like an illusion, just magical illusion, like dreams, like mirage, like a reflection of water in the moon in the water, like those kind of. And that just possibility to perceive in that way, to experience in that way, for that one have to understand what is meant by that emptiness, the emptiness nature of the phenomena. So emptiness nature of the phenomena, that which just the real meaning is all these phenomena, samsaric phenomena, nirvana phenomena, whatever sort of existence of the phenomena are, they are lacking of inherent existence or inherent true nature. It doesn't have an inherent true nature or inherent existence. And that's what it is mean by, emptiness. So when it is lacking of inherent existence or inherent true nature, means it is like the illusion, like the image in the mirror. And that way, just how we can view just all this phenomena, whatever we are just doing or whatever it appears, everything as like emptiness in nature. That is why it appears like illusion. It is illusory kind of appearance because it is emptiness in nature. So more we experience that much we can let it go. That kind of grasping, clinging, and then attachment, and also we can let it go of that aversion in relation with such kind of phenomena. For instance, like certain kind of taste, you just really don't like it. So that is also your concept, and not to just understanding the illusory nature of that kind of taste. It is just nothing real, and that what it is the Migme, that where we try to realize, try to experience, try to view, try to understand everything is just a non-duality of emptiness and then appearance. The appearance as illusion and illusory appearance as the emptiness nature, and in that way how we can just understand. And then the last one, the dedication. The dedication as we do, every single, kind of practice we do, we just, do that dedication. That in this world, of course, we know that we have, so many different kinds of religions. But the dedication part, kind of, that kind of practice is just very few, involved in any of those, kind of tradition. So that dedication, within the dedication also, the best way of dedication, as Tulku Thubsang Rinpoche explained, and that how it is in these, all these, teachings, that where you don't have these three, kind of spheres of concept, like, subject, object, and then the action. whatever merit you accumulate. For instance, we do Guru Yoga practice. So as we chant and do the Guru Yoga practice itself, whole complete activity itself is accumulating merit and virtuous activity. So that kind of merit, when we do dedication, then normally we have that very strong concept that, oh, I'm the one just dedicating, I'm the one who is accumulating this, I'm the one just who is doing all this practice. And then the sentient beings, and then just whoever where you dedicate, then you are thinking, oh, this is the just object where I dedicate. And the merit and that kind of action which we think, this is what I'm dedicating. So that way we have this object, action, and subject, the three spheres concept. And that is just the subtle obscuration. And even if we could not purify that, then again it obstructs to attain enlightenment. So that way we do dedication, but again at the same time, like everything else, just illusion. Similar, like in our Ngento text, that together with the just mandala part of that practice, where we have that kusalicha. So everybody has gone through that, and then at the end there where we are saying three pits. And as we say, the first one, that where we think all the just invited guests, all those deities and Buddhas, everything, and all beings just return back to their place. And then after that, that where where we abide in that nature, where we don't have those three concepts, that the practitioner oneself and the practice whatever oneself doing, and to that just object where we are offering those three concepts, without any those three concepts, abiding in that true nature of mind, or resting in the nature of mind, where we try to just get rid of all sorts of concepts and all sorts of emotions and all sorts of discursive thoughts, because those are somehow obscuring to experience that nature. So in that way, just the real Dharma practice, everything, how we can, just involved with these three, that bodhicitta, the actual sense of view in relation with the emptiness, nature, and illusion, and then at the end, doing that kind of dedication, because dedication helps to increase all the merit, and it multiplies. As you do dedicate, it multiplies and multiplies and multiplies every day until we attain enlightenment. And also it preserves, and also it never gets wasted. And when we don't do dedication, then it can, the whatever merits and virtues we have accumulated can get wasted or exhausted, as just in the text is also explained, and also yesterday Rinpoche also explained that just if we don't dedicate, the merits can be exhausted or wasted. And even we dedicate, but if we regret, regret in relation with the whatever just merit we have accumulated, also exhaust. That is second. And then third, that even we just dedicate, but in a wrong way, and just a bad concept, then also it is just wasting. And then at the end, that even we just accumulate merit, then we like a show off, oh, I did this practice, I did this prayer, I did this puja, just showing to others, that also exhaust or waste that merit. So in that way, just we should in a way just have to understand, and also we should train our mind, that how to maintain our mind stream in that way to continue with this kind of, practice. So that is even though it is just, very vast and profound, but at least I thought, just explain a little bit so that we can just, understand better. And then, of course, I don't want to waste your time, your precious time, just hear this kind of, conceptualizing and coming out all this kind of, just kinds of nonsense, just expressions. So then please do carry through your practice according to your each and every individual classes. Oh yeah, thank you.